Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Cole. In today's video, we are finally going to finish the Lamborghini Aventador SVJ MOC. And so yeah, I guess we'll get started. But before we start this video, let me just say that the instructions for this model are available at the link in the description below at Rebrickable and my website. I put a lot of work into designing the instructions to make them easy to follow and also fun to follow with some very interesting techniques in this model. The whole model is strength tested. Basically, the model you see here is exactly the same as the one in the manual. So it's very sturdy while also featuring a lot of interesting techniques. You can download the parts list for free. So that's at link in the description below, along with the custom kit. So if you'd rather not source the parts from Bricklink yourself, you can just order the kit. Just kind of a different thing I'm trying here now. So yeah, you can check that out too if you like. Like I said, all of that is linked in the description below. So we already have the design for the Aventador finished. I just need to make the, I just need to basically get some parts for it in lime green. Now it's blue right now, which is a really good color. Originally it was white and I wanted a different color, so we made it blue, but I didn't have the blue parts. Anyway, I really like the green SVJs out there, so we're gonna go for lime green like we did in the Murcielago walk. Now, there are a couple of things we'll have to do. Lime green obviously isn't the most common Lego color, so it's gonna cost a bit to get all those parts together, but thankfully I do have some green parts around, so we are actually going to take the Valkyrie apart here because it's some green parts, probably not a ton that are actually shared with the SVJ model, but some, so that's a good start. Obviously we have some in our bins of parts, so we'll look through there. It's friend's camper van that's been kind of wrecked. I guess we have some tiles on here we could use, but otherwise they're not really that many green parts around. So yeah, basically we're going to just get these and then play around up as many other lime green parts that we have already. Okay, so we removed all the green parts from this, actually quite a few, more than I thought there would be. So I'll put it back in there, and basically now we're just gonna go through these bins and see what we have in the case of lime green parts. Okay, so let's just put them right there. Let's just start here, I guess. Alright, so after digging through all those bins and just digging out the pieces that may be useful for building the SVJ, mostly small pieces obviously, we have quite a few useful ones, and I think actually, yeah, I guess we're gonna go. Actually, there's a bit of, that's orange, isn't it? Darn it. There's a, yeah, basically we have them all here. But right now we're going to take apart the Valkyrie, and basically we're just going to take all the green stuff off of it and kind of leave the whatever's left, I guess. So here we go. Alright, so there's all the green parts of the Valkyrie, so let's take this away for now. Actually it looks kind of cool, it looks kind of Mad Max, Cyberpunk, something like that. Just need a couple more parts, so we're just going to kind of look over look over the SVJ here and kind of see what we need. I guess actually what I'm just going to do is write down a list of the parts that I do need to still order and then go order them. Alright, all the parts have arrived to convert the Aventador to lime green, so let's look through some of these kind of interesting. Basically, yeah, we ordered all the parts that you saw, and then some. So yeah, a couple things, obviously not for the Aventador, a couple of those parts that I kind of need. And then here we have a friend set, and this set's kind of interesting because this is the only Lego set ever to come with the mudguards in lime, or this particular mudguard in lime. So yeah, we actually got 4 of them, which is very nice. I think it's about 20 bucks off of Bricklink. So yeah, very nice. So I'm going to check everything's here, and then we will put them on the Aventador, which has been sitting back there for a little while. Alright, so finally, everything is ready, and we have all the green parts and a couple of yellow parts of parts that don't exist in lime to put on the SVJ. So let me put my camera on the tripod here, and there we go. That's better. Alright, so let's go. So I was going to do a cool transition with that hammer where we turn the car from blue to green, but then everything on my desk kind of got moved around, and yeah, it didn't work in the end. So I guess we'll just show you guys the finished SVJ. Alright, so we have finally finished the SVJ, and I'm very happy that I finished, and now we're going to go over a bit of the design of it. And a couple things to note. For some reason, I always end up wearing this shirt in videos. I know it's kind of weird. I mean, it's one of my favorite shirts, so I don't really mind, but I don't know why. Just like it ends up in every video. And also, this video has taken so long to make that I actually got a haircut in between making it, which is kind of interesting, I guess. But anyway, so now we're going to go over the design of it and kind of just a bit about the SVJ. Now, obviously, you guys, the Aventador has been around for so long, so you guys probably know everything about it. Basically, you know, it's all-wheel drive V12, kind of old-timey, really just old kind of clutch transmission. But a lot of people say it's not a very good car. I personally think it's really cool. I've never driven one. But for me, basically, the only car I've ever driven in is a Honda minivan, so it's got to be better than that, right? So we're going to try to keep this overview thing shorter, because I think I often go to a lot of nerdy details that basically everybody knows or doesn't really care about when I do this. So yeah, we're going to try to keep it a bit shorter so it's a bit more fun to watch, a bit more entertaining. So I think that the SVJ in real life, a lot of people say, you know, it looks kind of ugly. Well, not ugly necessarily, but it's a bit overstyled, a bit too much, which actually I would agree. It looks there's a lot going on. You get the massive intakes in the sides, you got the intakes in the nose, you got a lot of angles going around the front bumper, you got a lot of angles on the rear intakes, you got a lot of angles on the rear deck lid, or whatever they call that, engine cover. You got the big wing, you got the whole big angles on the rear bumper. There's lots of angles and just crazy stuff going on all over it. And so yeah, I would agree, it is overstyled, but I actually think it's very similar to the Countach 25th anniversary edition from the late 80s, and I guess, yeah, I think late 80s, I think that's it. Because both of them have extreme styling that at least when it came out, was thought to be like horribly tacky, and I have a feeling that the SVJ in like 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, it'll actually be kind of cool in the same way that the 25th anniversary edition Countach is cool with all its wings and fenders and like lines in it and stuff. Because also, the Countach, they produced a ton of them. Like the majority of them were 25th anniversary editions, I think, which with all the wings and stuff. And so same thing with SVJ. I mean, they're more standard like LP700S Aventadors. But the SVJ, they made more of them than they did SVs, which is kind of weird because technically it's supposed to be a faster car, so wouldn't it be rare? But they actually made more. And then also, it's just kind of like old technology and kind of has been going for a very long time, which is the exact same kind of thing going on with both the Aventador and Countach. So I think they're actually very similar cars, just like 40 years apart. And so, yeah, I have a feeling that the SVJ will be a lot like the Countach is now in like 40 years in the future. Anyway, there's some car speculation, or car history, I guess. So let's go on to the model itself. Now, by far the hardest part with designing this model was the headlights, because I don't know, with any Lamborghini model, the headlights are just kind of difficult, because some people come up with some really good techniques already, like the G-bricks and brick blocks and knocks, and so it's kind of hard to create one that's good and also different at the same time. This goes into a massive technique discussion, which could be a whole video in itself. But basically, I wanted something different that also looked good, and so I messed with stuff, and in the end I came up with something that was unique relatively. My excuse is that it's kind of hard to make any headlight design like this entirely unique, and so we are using wedge plates and things, although technically they all use that. So yeah, like I said, relatively unique. Still basically captures that Aventador headlight shape, which I was really happy with. We're also using these curved tiles in the nose to get that kind of like nose intake thing, which I think looks pretty good. Front bumper is really simple. Basically, you know, it's just plates and wedge plates and things. A lot of wedge plates used in this model. And then moving back, as you can see, we're using the new Speed Champions wheels, and weirdly enough, I have not used them on a ton of models. I'm really happy to actually use them on a MOC here. As you can see, I'm using the gray ones because they look like my favorite wheels in SVJ, because there are lots of complicated wheel designs Lamborghini offers, or two complicated wheel designs that Lamborghini offers on the SVJ. My favorite design is definitely this one. It's got like 10 spokes, I think, and it just looks like this kind of racing wheel. It looks a lot like just nicer and cleaner. So I've used these wheels because they look more like that version, and especially in gunmetal, and it looks really good on this car, I think. And then we're using this door technique, which is basically designed from custom creations, and he's built an excellent Aventador SV with where I got this door technique from. So yeah, I'll link that down below. Make sure to go check it out. But yeah, it's a really great technique because you get like that kind of thick top part, and you get the indent on the side. And as you can see, that's basically mounted with like a robot arm and then one of these like round clip bar piece things. I don't know what it's called. And then as you move back, you can see we have like a couple little aerodynamic like things sticking out of the side skirt. And then we have the massive intake in the back, which is using more wedge plates. And above that, we have another intake with even more wedge plates. And then behind that, we have that kind of carbon fiber intake behind the other intake. And then in between that, we have the engine cover, which actually looks really cool, using some wedge plates, some curved tiles, and some hinges to get it pointed in the right direction. And as you can see, we have some gold tiles underneath to represent the gold valve covers. I think they're valve covers on the real engine. As you can see, the Moment 1 tiles here are tan, but in the instructions, they are gold as well. And then we should talk a little bit about the interior. And as you can see, it's really simple. I mean, we've got some cool looking seats. It's This model doesn't fit minifigures. It's already just kind of got a small interior, and then combine that with some realistic looking seats, and yeah, it doesn't really fit any minifigures. But it looks really cool, and yeah, I'm more happy with that, honestly, because I don't put that many minifigures in my cars. Then moving around to the back, we have the massive wing, which is using an interesting technique, which is actually kind of old as far as my techniques go, because a long time ago, I can't remember the exact date, I took the KMP MOCs of Aventador LP700, which is a great MOC of the original, like the first generation of Aventador. And I tried to make it into an SVJ just by adding some different bits to it, and I used this exact same wing design, and so I actually thought it was pretty good, so I used it on this model, and I think it looks great. So I'm kind of happy that we were able to kind of use that really old technique that still looks really good. And then, as you can see, we just got some interesting offset building techniques around the rear. We're using, like, for the wedge plates above the taillights. The taillights themselves are upside down sloped, which looks really good, and a very interesting technique. And then basically on the sides, you got some wedge plates, and then you got your exhaust system, all relatively simple design. And also the whole rear of this is, like I said earlier, is basically exactly the same as the first version of this model, which is kind of cool. So guys, that is it for today's video. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. I hopefully I didn't talk too fast there at the end. I was trying to keep this section relatively quick and interesting. And that's it for today's video. So thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you guys so much, because we hit 1 million views on the channel, which is absolutely absurd. So thank you guys so much for that. We're gonna have some really cool videos coming here in the future. Hopefully you guys thought this is one of them as well. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time.